a very nice day out.
Yeah, it's raining here in beautiful central New England, Massachusetts. So, and I'm here with my research partner, Dan Vit.
How you doing, folks?
And
we're actually sitting where Stella Lansing saw all those orbs.
Yes.
Come right down this power line.
We are in the exact location where Stella Lansing filmed a bunch of her anomalies.
Filmed, actually got proof.
Yeah, that she caught on film. So it's an interesting
Right
place. She filmed a lot of stuff out over here and up there in the high tension wires.
I find it kind of an eerie place now that I know all the stuff that went down
Well,
here.
she saw a lot of stuff
A lot
here.
of things went down right in this area.
And a lot of
It's
things
just
that she
kinda
saw,
creepy.
she didn't catch on film.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
She witnessed a bunch of things that she didn't have a camera. So that's what inspired her to get
one, right.
Yeah,
right,
the 8mm and start
Yep.
coming up here and filming.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, we're gonna try to be producing a short documentary on Stella Lansing, and we're trying to work on that to track down some sources and see what we can pull off. So there's that. So we were talking earlier about the article that was written by what's his name there, Blumenthal.
Mm-hmm.
And he
I don't know much about him.
Ralph Blumenthal. Yeah, he's been a writer for many years, written for a lot of publications. He was one of the people who wrote the original article for the New York Times in 2017,
Yeah.
which spurred a ton of people to get involved in the UFO community.
Right. Which is good.
It was him, Leslie Keane, and I can't remember who else, and they all contributed.
Mm-hmm.
So he apparently wrote an article recently that covered experiencers and abductees.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried to pitch this to the New York Times.
Mm-hmm.
They refused to print it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he shopped it around, and apparently the Debrief picked it up.
Yeah.
Tim McMillan's news organization website.
Yeah.
They picked it up and they printed it, I think, today or last night or yesterday, something like that. So what do you think about why the New York Times refused to print the story?
No proof. No proof.
No solid evidence.
It would be like printing a fairy tale. And the New York Times, they're a pretty prestigious newspaper.
Yeah, so
I don't think they want to get into that kind of thing where they're basically telling fairy tales.
Yeah. So
You know what I mean?
Yeah, without facts and without evidence.
You gotta have it.
It's just a story.
Exactly. So that would be what they'd be printing, this guy's story. There's no proof, there's no pictures, there's no nothing.
So and I'm in the same mindset you are,
Yeah.
that they didn't print it because it's just a story.
Right.
And I think they wanted more facts to back it up.
Which reiterates what we talked about the last time.
Right.
Having proof. It's
Right.
important.
And
I mean, Scott, think about it. I could wake up one day and say, you know what? I need some cash. I'm going to make up this ridiculous hoax. People are going to believe it. I know somebody's going to believe it.
right.
No matter what. And it doesn't matter who else doesn't believe it. People are going to believe it. And I can ride that train for as long as I can and make as much money, and that's got to stop, like we were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
And
Which
I'm
kinda-
glad they didn't print it.
Which kind of leads me to this next thing about, and I'm not going to mention much about her anymore until the
Right.
the conclusion of this story.
Right.
but Anjali is now saying that she thinks that when she made the transition from the tunnel into the base, that it was some kind of trans-dimensional thing. You know, which kind of, it's what they like to call moving the goalposts.
Right.
So if she goes there with a team, the tunnel ends at solid rock, she's going to say,
Oh, they moved.
the dimensional doorway's not working anymore, so we can't go
Of
there.
course.
You know what I mean? And I was surprised that this early on she's already throwing that out there.
You know, I always want to give people a chance. I hate to say I didn't give her much of a chance, and now I know why. Everything she's saying is a lie. It is.
Yeah.
You heard it right here.
You heard it, folks, from Dan Vit.
I think she's full of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a cockamamie story to come up with to begin with.
I don't put much credence in it at all.
No.
I just don't.
There's no credence revival on that one. That's just absolute baloney.
You know what would have changed it for me if she came back and she told this story
Yeah.
and she had snapped off a couple photos
Yeah.
on her cell phone
Something.
and it showed something inside this cave or base,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And even if it
Of
was
course.
like a photo of the inside of the room and it maybe just caught part of some
Yeah.
type of alien
Right.
being,
Right.
I would have thought, maybe there's something to this,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And of course, I would have examined the image up and down to see if it was, you know, someone had made it or
Mhm.
created it in Photoshop or it was a puppet or whatever,
Mhm.
you know?
Yep.
You know, so,
Just
I mean,
thinking about it makes me not believe it. It's such a ridiculous story to come up with.
right, right,
Two strangers in a restaurant.
right.
Want to come see my alien base that's buried in the side of my mountain?
All
I
right.
mean, come on.
Yeah, so we're going to leave that subject now.
Don't get me going.
So, I wanted to move on to this whole resurgence with certain people in the community with this Billy Meir crap.
Oh, God.
Okay, and this is making a comeback in some circles.
Billy.
This guy has been proven to be a hoaxer
Multiple.
time and time again. I have looked very closely at all of his
Multiple.
evidence, all the images, and being a photographer, you know, he the bottom line is this: he was building models, he was photographing models. Any of the other evidence that he had, you know, the dinosaurs when he went back in time, which were found in a history book or a educational book or something. I mean, it's all been debunked, folks. Billy Meir is not a credible source for ufology at all. And if you want any really good factual debunking about the case, you can reference Kal Korff, who's done an amazing job. He actually went undercover in Billy's, he calls it a sex cult, and he
Really?
posed as someone else years ago. He went undercover in there, and you know, he's just coming out with a book now that has, you know, tons of documents and photographs and just all the stuff that he uncovered. So, like I said, if you want real ufology, don't do Billy Meir.
Right.
Okay, that is not real ufology. That is a model builder hoaxer, and he's made a shitload of money off of it.
Off of you.
Right.
People.
And you need to stay away from that.
Yep. Stay away from the phonies. If you want the truth, you gotta hunt for it.
You do.
You
You
really
do.
do.
And
you
you have to.
search for it and
And-
investigate.
And you can't stop when you come to the first evidence that you find.
Yeah, right.
You got to keep digging. You got to keep
Right.
digging. Verify, then verify that, then verify that.
One little tidbit doesn't make it true.
Right. And, you know,
That's for sure.
I can't understand how. See, what's going on is there's a new generation now.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the stuff that's been debunked already
Right.
is now circulating again
To get
among this younger generation. And they're all going, you know, holy shit, look at this, when they don't realize that this stuff has been debunked.
years ago.
Right. So here's my point about what we spoke about the other day. We need a database
Mm-hmm.
for people to go to
Yep.
to click on a case, pull up all the pros and cons, all the evidence, so they can see it themselves.
That's a fantastic idea.
And the problem is that you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't make them do it.
And if you
just
want to
can't.
look for stuff on the internet, you've got to search
Yes,
and
you do.
search.
Yep.
Somebody needs to build
Right.
a massive database
Right.
full of all these cases
Yep.
and just fill it with all the documents and let people make their own decision based on the evidence, based on, you know, all the witness testimony, recordings, anything that's possible to put in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we need a massive truth database. And, you know,
Yep.
I mean, it's going to cost some money and it's going to take some time.
Right.
I'm not really sure if that's ever going to happen.
We hope it's
Um,
going to. We're going to try to get a panel of experts.
One of the best
That is gonna
databases
look-
out there is John Greenwald's Black Vault,
Mm-hmm.
where you can go there and search for
Mm.
literally millions of documents that he has gotten released through
Good.
FOIA. And he started it as a kid, and he's been doing it ever since. And
Good.
he's contributed more to this community than people give him credit
What's
for.
his name, Scott?
John Greenwald.
John Green.
Yeah. He started out doing it as a kid, and
Really?
he hasn't stopped
Wow.
since. Now he's married with kids, still doing it, still uncovering all kinds of just amazing documents.
Fantastic.
He actually just
I
a
love
few
that.
weeks ago, I think he
That's awesome.
uploaded another 2.5 million documents.
So good.
That's just the
Jeez.
latest upload. You know, he's the guy has uncovered some incredible stuff. He does not get enough credit.
Mhm.
They give him shit online all the time. And you know, I mean,
Huh.
if you're gonna look at Billy Meyer
Right.
and think it's real,
Think again.
you need to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
And you need to rethink what you're looking at. Because
The Travis thing.
yeah,
all
that is not real ufology. There are so many myths built up around this subject. It is just absolutely disgusting.
And I think a lot of the people are trying to get money.
well,
They're
well,
trying to get
right.
their picture on TV or wherever it is, and they want money. Like Anjali with this. What was it? What was she gonna make there? With Ryan.
Well, yeah. Supposedly, there somebody else is trying to make a documentary. They made a trailer for it. I don't know who this company is that's gonna film this documentary about her. We're not really sure who's behind it.
I hope it
but,
doesn't even happen.
You know, somebody's bound to gain monetarily from it. She claims up and down that she's not in it to gain anything financially. So, what else is going on? You know, like I was saying, this newer generation that's coming up now. So, you know, they call us old timers and we're dinosaurs in the world
They're
of
the ones who have
ufology.
the most experience
But,
and the
well,
most information.
it's like anything
So why
else. I
wouldn't
mean,
you?
if I'm a mechanic on a car and I'm 20 years old and I'm having a hard time, and this guy next to me, this old man, he's been working on cars
Right.
for decades,
You go to him.
I'm going to go to him and ask him, you know,
Right.
what do you think? How do I fix this?
Mhm.
That's what people do.
Yeah.
You know, they don't just blaze a new trail,
Yeah.
leave the past behind, don't look at it, don't bother with it.
Right.
A lot of this stuff that is being put out there right now has been debunked already.
Right.
People don't understand that.
Mhm.
and they're taking it as, you know, this is an amazing case when it's not really. It's been debunked. It's garbage. So what we need to do is we need to sweep up and get rid of the garbage. Clean up ufology. Ufology reform, like Michael Huntington says.
That's great.
We need that.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, so if people band together and, you know, we get some kind of backing to build some kind of serious database
Right.
with documents, photos, video,
Maybe we can figure out what's going on.
it would be amazing if we could pull that off. If we could pull a team together to try to pull that off.
Because all these stories and all the baloney, it gets mixed in with the truth. You got to decipher what's baloney and what's real, and it makes it harder. You know?
And like I said, the younger generations, not enough of them are digging.
Yeah, right. They just believe it.
Like the resurgence in the Meir thing,
Right,
he's been
right. That was
debunked
huge,
1,000
too.
times. He's been debunked. His photos are garbage.
Yep.
He was, you know, the wedding cake where he built it out of a garbage can cover, a bunch of Christmas ornaments,
Yeah.
a bunch of pins. He painted it,
Yeah.
and then he sat it in front of a building and then filmed it with forced perspective.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it's terrible, the stuff that people are being peddled and they're believing in. It's just absolutely horrible.
Yep, it is.
So do your due diligence, dig, look for things, ask people questions.
Yep.
Don't stop doing that.
Don't believe it right away.
Right.
Unless you see it with your own eyes.
Yeah.
Then tell us.
So we're going to sign off, I guess, for today.
It's not a very nice day. It's pretty cold.
No, rainy and wet out here, but, you know, we'll be back.
We're
And-
going to be, I'm hoping we get some nice nights, Scott, where we can go out and film pretty soon, you know?
Yeah, we got to get out there and get some clear nights with the cameras and start getting out there and see if we can try to catch anything on film. And if we do, you know, of course, I'll upload it. I'll let you look at it. And that's about it, I guess.
Yep.
We're going to sign off. So, till next time, we'll see you later. And, Dan, any last words? Or are you just going to say goodbye?
Not really.
All right.
Take care. We'll see you next time.
All right. Have a good one.
See ya.